Ayo everyone, welcome back to Streetball AllStars. Today we'll be breaking down the fallen shooting guard, Mr. Pure 3-pointer himself, Fireking. Let's get into it. Firstly guys, don't worry, I am free to play. I haven't spent a single dime on this game, not a single cent. I got this pay-to-win skin through an event, a very rare event that they're definitely not gonna do anymore. Anyway, I had saved up rubies and I grinded for it, and yeah, I was able to get it in time, literally a day before the event ended, so I was pretty hyped to get it. Alright, so looking here at his stats, you can see that he has the highest 3-point rating in the entire game at 74. That's higher than Black Crow, who has 71. That's higher than Marcus, who has 69. That's higher than Mary, who has 70. Fireking has the highest 3-point rating in the entire game. Along with that, he has a decent enough 55 mid-range shot. And with that as well, a pretty solid 63 speed. But you know, in terms of other stats, it's pretty much just standard for shooting guards. But yeah, the point here is that he's got a decent mid-range stat and the highest 3-point stat in the entire game. So the question here is, what would be the best stat to give Fireking? And honestly, you may see here that I have 91 3-point, which of course it's pretty obvious. I've been leveling up my 3-point, as you can say. I put focus on 3 points, but honestly, I recommend that you just give Fireking maximum mid-range, since his 3-point shot is so high, again the highest in the game, that even without extra 3-point stat, even without giving him any extra, he'd be very, very accurate still with those 3-pointers. He's almost never gonna miss wide open normal shots. Fadeaways and drift trees maybe he might miss, but overall his 3-point stat is big enough or high enough that going max mid-range still won't really make him miss that much on 3-pointers. Now, why would you want max mid-range instead? It's because Fireking, he's actually one of the most untaken care of, right? Like, the developers just keep ignoring him. They don't really help him out at all, especially with the power creep that's happening. But Fireking doesn't really have that good of a scoring option, which we'll talk about later when we look at the skills. But yeah, just remember, giving Fireking mid-range or pure mid-range is, in my opinion, the best way to actually help him out. The only reason I have maximum 3 points on this Fireking is because this account is a maximum 3-point account. So yeah, again, go for pure mid-range. Alright, now here we are looking at his skills. So as you can see, most of his exclusive skills, or actually all of his exclusive skills, are pretty much geared towards him shooting 3-pointers, with the exception of one. But yeah, anyway, let's look into the skills then. We have firstly quick fill-in. All SGs have this. It's not mandatory to have it, but it is pretty useful, especially when defending very quick enemies. So it's pretty nice to have this. Not mandatory, but you know, if you can get it, go get it. So next up we have fadeaway 3 points. With how you want to use Fireking, fadeaway 3 points is definitely definitely useful. It's one of the skills that you're gonna need to actually, take off shots. We'll talk about strategies later on which or how you can play Fireking. But yeah, just remember fadeaway 3 points, very useful for someone like Fireking. Now we have step back again, just like fadeaway 3 points, incredibly important, and Fireking really benefits from having this on him. So make sure to get this and max it out. Now we have enhanced 3 points. It's basically just a skill that makes your 3-pointers even more powerful. That's literally it. It just improves your 3-point accuracy, your consistency in shooting 3-pointers. So yeah, make sure to max this out as well. Now, here we go. We have quick flash shot. Fireking's skill that isn't really exclusively made for 3 points. You're gonna have to get this one. You are going to have to max this out. This is your most important skill for Fireking. It is what's going to actually help you out when scoring using Fireking. Again, Fireking is very much untaken care of. The developers just will not buff him in any way for some reason, so this skill is very mandatory to have. It is your main scoring option. It's how you're going to initiate offense. Make sure to max this out. Next up, we have his first level 4, which is full charge. This just allows you to keep getting extra accuracy for your 3-pointers every time you shoot a ball without getting blocked, and the ball being successfully shot. So in level 4, I think it's about 7 shots, 7 3-pointers you take, you're gonna get a maximum of 15% boost on your 3-pointer accuracy. So it's a really useful skill to have. Make sure to max this out as well. Get this ASAP, since it's going to help you out a lot, since Fireking is a volume shooter kind of character. Lastly, we have drift 3 points. This is Fireking's second main shooting option. It's his second level 4 as well, and it's very much important. It's what makes Fireking really good at shooting 3-pointers, especially against newer characters, newer players. This is very effective against them. It's a very good faking tool as well. As you can see, level 4 here just makes it so that wide open shots are 15% more accurate, so make sure to max this skill out as well. Again, this is your second scoring option. It's very important that you max out this skill as well, along with the other ones. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, Fireking's skills, again, they're very much 3-point oriented. Talk about the different strategies that you can use with Fireking. So firstly, we'll talk about the matchmaking. Who are the teams that you're going to want to face, and who are the teams that you're going to want to avoid. So with the teams that you actually want to face, it's going to be other shooting guards or other shooters whose scorers are just players who shoot 3-pointers or shoot 2-pointers. And with the players that you're going to want to avoid, believe it or not, it's dunkers, since, again, Fireking isn't really that hard to defend, and dunkers can pretty much dunk on him consistently so long as they have enough power, which most of the time they definitely will. So yeah, in regards to matchmaking, it'll be good to actually versus other shooting guards or shooters, and it's going to be good to avoid dunkers. Now, let's talk about what you're gonna want to do. How would you want to actually use Fireking? Simply put, you're just gonna want to keep using that quick flash shot, and just hope that your opponent bites into a fakes. You're just gonna want to keep using that. You know, sometimes actually shooting the ball, sometimes not actually using it and just going for a step back into a normal dribble or a step back into a fadeaway. You're just going to want to keep using that flash shot as your main offense initiator. So your best bet, here's a combo for you guys. Flash shot, fake. So you're gonna have to fake a flash shot, and then if your opponent bites, immediately go to lower left using your joystick, and then immediately dribble to the right and chain it with a step back into a fadeaway tree. So that's a common combo, or a useful combo that you can use for Fireking in order to actually be able to shoot a shot. So again, you're just going to want to keep using your flash shot, keep faking with it, and reserve your drift tree for wide open shots, since if that's not wide open, that is actually not that accurate. Now, let's talk about teammates. Who are the characters that you're going to want to play with? And it's a little complicated, since the strategy that I'm talking about right now is ISO Fireking, which I think is the most effective way to actually use him. But you know, there are different strategies that you can use, but the most effective teammates that you can use for Fireking would be for PGs, would be Neko, Boa, and Albert. Those three would be your best choices. Or Mo-chan as well, the new PG. It can be pretty good as well, combined with Fireking. And with Biggs, Vanessa, Rocket, or Robbie would be your best choices. Big Joanne might be a decent substitute as well, along with Alan. Those two may be good substitutes, in case you don't actually have the other three bigs that were talked about first. So again, yeah, those guys will be your best teammates if you are using Fireking. Lastly, regarding how Fireking actually competes against meta at the moment, it's really bad. Fireking just gets destroyed by the meta. Randy can dunk on him while also having better scoring options. You know, Silver Wolf. Fireking struggles to block that smart layup. It's really hard to use Fireking right now unless they give him a buff, which he really needs. It will be tough to use Fireking, but you know, here is the guide anyway, in case you actually want to use Fireking. Anyways guys, that's it for this Fireking breakdown. I hope that you found this video useful. So I'll go ahead and end this video now, and I'll see you guys in the next one.